the man with the rocket launcher said from the rear. With this kind of firepower, no one's gonna stop us. Richie nodded and took a couple of hesitant steps forward. The crowd shifted around again, a couple of people pointing, a couple of voices raised in alarm, but nobody really moved. Richie stopped again. Apparently, he hadn't thought about shooting civilians. Jeff, Marty, Victor called out. Get up there with Richie. If anybody gets in our way, mow 'em down. Boys, don't you know by now? Spider-Man called from where he hung on the wall. We New Yorkers just want to be friendly. How about a group hug? Everybody looked up at that. It's Spider-Man, Richie called. Somebody always said that. You were expecting someone else? He called down as he shot a line of webbing to the far side of the plaza. You try to conquer the world, you get the Avengers of the Fantastic Four. You rob a bank, you get Spider-Man. It's in my contract. He swung quickly over the heads of the bank robbers. They spun around after him, trying to get a bead on him with their fancy arsenal. So far, this was working according to plan. Constant movement and snappy patter kept the bad guys focused on Spidey rather than innocent bystanders. While it was a lot less flashy than his webbing or his super strength, sometimes the patter worked just as well. Out of my way, Victor yelled to his cohorts. Let's see how Spider-Freak handles a rocket in his belly. Spider-Man stopped as he reached the wall over the bank. This would never do. Even pointed in the air, the rocket launcher could seriously damage one of the surrounding buildings and shower rubble on the street below. As far as Spider-Man was concerned, that kind of mayhem wasn't allowed. As soon as Victor lifted the rocket launcher his way, Spidey lifted his right fist and sent off one well-aimed stream of web fluid from the nozzle hidden at his wrist. Bullseye, he thought, grinning under his full face mask. A glob of webbing covered the rocket launcher's muzzle. Victor staggered back, pulled the pipe from his shoulder, and stared into the now clogged opening. Okay, guys, Spider-Man said. Fun time's over. So do I pick you off one by one, or do you want to go as a group? The other three guys started shouting at each other. The two with Uzis pointed their weapons at Spider-Man, but the guy with the magnums was waving his guns at the crowd. The bank alarm started. Oh, great. Just the thing for three nervous guys with guns. Better get this over with now. Coming in for a landing. He jumped into their midst, as nimble as a spider. The flashy stuff was over. It was time to use his fists. He knocked over the first two guys before they could even swing their Uzis around. One of them, Richie, skidded all the way across the plaza. Yeah, Spider-Man, somebody shouted. Go get him, Spidey. Show them you can't wave a gun around in New York City. Nice to see that the crowd's with me for a change. Too many times in his career, he'd be in the middle of a fight, and the bystanders would be clamoring for his head as much as the crooks. The guy with the magnums turned toward him then. I'm waiting for you, Marty, Spider-Man said. Or was it Jeff? We never were properly introduced. I'll introduce you, Spider-Man, Jeff, or Marty, shouted at the top of his lungs as he raised both guns to fire. But Spidey's webbing was already on its way, 2 strands this time, one encasing each of the gunman's hands, gun included. Marty, or Jeff, stumbled forward, his arms encased in web cocoons up to his elbows. I'll get you, you freak! You hear? He screamed as he fell to his knees. He wouldn't be shooting anything until the mass of webbing dissolved, but of course by then he'd be in police custody. Spidey could already hear the sirens growing louder. Time to finish up here and get out of the crowd. That's what I call the two-fisted approach, Spider-Man said. Hey, Victor, the guy on his knees said. Kill him for me. What's he talking about? Spidey spun around. The guy with the rocket launcher had staggered to his feet and was hoisting the pipe back onto his shoulder. This thing can take out a tank, Victor said. Don't worry, guys. I'll blow out the webbing and blow away Spider-Man. But Spider-Man knew better. His webbing had defeated and demolished weapons far more powerful than a black market rocket launcher. You shoot that now, it'll blow up in your face. Yeah, so you say. You're not gonna fool me this time. Victor banged the pipe a couple of times with the heel of his hand, as if that might dislodge the webbing. Spidey had seconds to act before the thing would blow up in Victor's face, kill him instantly, and spread deadly shrapnel throughout the crowd. Spider-Man took a running jump, somersault.